I'm a fake and a fraud, apparently. Ethan bought Sword at 2:37 a.m.
So why did they send you an email then?
Was actually an email saying that my copy of Pokemon Arceus had been delayed. I have created this false narrative that I got given a wrong copy of the game, where in fact, sleep deprived, Ethan bought it at 2:37 a.m. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the HGO podcast. I'm your host for today, Ethan, and joining me, as always, is my good friends Kyle and Hunter. Hey guys, how are you doing?
Hello. Just swell.
And back, returning Jacob. How are you doing, Jacob?
I'm doing well, thanks for asking.
I was saying it quickly because I realized. Yeah, I was doing it quickly because I realized that all the alerts come in at once. So I was like, better say his name so that it doesn't pre-reveal. But yeah, welcome back to the show.
Perfect.
You're basically a regular at this point now. You've shown up as many times as Jack and Sam, so congratulations.
I mean, over the course of 3 years, I've shown up 3 times. So yeah.
Well, not well, yeah.
Consistency, dude.
Yeah, it's that consistency. But no, welcome back. Well, you know, we always talk about. I feel like every time that we've talked about Pokemon on this podcast, Cal has always brought up your name in some way, shape, or form. I don't know what Hunter's doing, but hey, we'll just remove a bit. What did you do?
Something was falling off of my shelf, and I don't know what it was.
It's a ghost. Hunter's been haunted. That's twice that's happened now in the span of us being in this call.
The Plague Doctor mask got pushed off of the shelf for no apparent reason before the recording started. The ghosts are just not pleased with me today for some reason.
No.
But his lights are working this week, so...
Yeah, you'd think they would have tried to take a hold last week when the light was off.
This is like some kind of cheesy 80s Halloween episode where it was like we had the correct ambience last week, but no, we've just moved it into in the middle of the day. You'll love to see it. But what I was saying was, Kyle seems to always bring up you when we talk about Pokemon, like when we talked about the Crown Tundra. I remember you bringing up Jacob, and I was like, we should just get Jacob on the podcast for Pokemon stuff. And I don't think we did for Brilliant Diamond, but hey, he's here now, and that's all that matters.
It's just easy because, like, I'm fairly confident he'll say yes, and also Hunter doesn't play Pokemon, so...
I do not.
It is true, we needed a third person to kind of
and
bounce
Ethan
off.
played, like, an hour.
That's a lie, I played 3.5.
Uh-huh.
That's 3 times the amount that Kyle is saying, but
Ethan also got the wrong game.
Oh yeah, here's my copy of Pokemon. Yeah, look at this. This is my copy, you know. Look at it, it's great. There we go. Oh wait, there we go. That's the right one. No, Amazon sent me the wrong game, and then a couple of hours later, I got the right game, and then there was an email that was just like, we got it mixed up. Just keep the other thing. I'm like, well, whatever, dude. Okay.
It'd be funny if someone tried to kick down your door and take your copy of Pokemon Sword now. Like inside of the case was a cartridge for some kind of hidden government document instead, like the start of some bad action movie.
That was just like the beta cartridge of Sword and Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Nintendo's gonna have to get rid of you.
Yeah.
Phantom Thieves of Kneecaps coming for you.
I genuinely don't know. It's like that, yeah. I actually don't know what happened. It was like either A, they sent the wrong thing, or B, like Ethan sleep deprived the night before was like, it'd be really funny if I bought a copy of Pokemon Sword. Who knows what it was? Who knows? But yeah. So we're going to talk about everything about Pokemon Legends Arceus. We've all been playing it. Jacob's beaten it somehow, the fucking mad lad. Me and Hunter have played various amounts of it, and we're going to talk all about it.
You and Kyle have played
played
various
a lot of
amounts
it.
of
Oh,
it.
me, yeah. Fucking hell. I always go, it's so awkward.
Sleep-deprived Ethan.
I'm sleep deprived all the time. Can you tell?
Ethan's just not used to there being a new release that I haven't played.
It's true. I went into auto mode, and also I've been like so sleep deprived recently. I'm probably like look dead. I feel dead. So it's going to be a great episode. And as everyone knows, I'm such a huge fan of Pokemon that me being sleep deprived is never going to change my opinions on it. But yeah, welcome back to the show. We do talk about video games sometimes, like this week. You can find us on podcast services everywhere for searching for Hot Gamers Only. That was a really terrible tangent. I apologize.
Only this week.
Only this week. Next week, who knows what
Every
we're
other
talking
week, it's just tangents.
I actually do know what we're talking. Well, I have an idea of what we're talking about next week. I've got Kayan in the background working on something. We'll see if it comes through to fruition. And then we've got a busy month. I can safely say that we know all of the topics coming up this month if Kane pulls through. So we have Kane's weird thing that's happening next week. What is it? Find out. Then after that, we are celebrating 100 episodes of HGO on Valentine's Day. So look forward to that, because what's better on Valentine's Day than 100th episode of a podcast? That's what I'm saying. That's your plans. Don't make any others, because that's your plans for that week. Then following that, it's time to enter the Forbidden West that we've been waiting for ages with our Horizon First Impressions. And then, I lied, you don't know what. I realised that the final episode's on the 28th. Who fucking cares about that one? But you know the next couple anyway.
I'll probably buy Elden Ring.
Oh, that's it. That's the one. I forgot about that.
Hey,
God.
we did it.
The nerds on the internet are going to cry that I forgot about Elden Ring. Ugh. Oh well. I'll live. But yeah. So make sure you keep it locked on youtube.com/hotgamesonly for all that stuff. Let's talk about Legends Arceus then. You kind of spoilt it in the intro, Cal, but yeah, I've played about 3.5 hours of it. How much have you played, Cal?
Like 6 or 7.
6 minutes.
6 or 7 hours. And Jacob, how many have you
Yeah.
played, just for those curious?
So the game has been out for about 45 hours, and I have over 24.
There we go.
Yeah.
Everyone, well done. This is where I play the Price is Right music and like give you a round of applause. He did take a day off from work to do that. Don't worry, he didn't go to
Yep.
work and then like come back and be like, "I'm not sleeping until the podcast."
Oh no, I strategized so well. Thursday night, I got home, I went to bed at like 8 o'clock, woke up at 11:30 so I could play from midnight till 3:30, and then went back to sleep.
That sounds like strat. That sounds like a strat.
Pro maneuvers.
I'm almost tempted to do that for Forbidden West, because it's like I've booked the time off at work for Forbidden West. Just so I need a break from work, because look at me, I look fucking dead. But 2, it's because it's like the first game I'm excited for in a while. So I booked the Friday and the Monday off, so I'm going to have like 4 full days of just being able to play it. And I'm like, do I buy the digital just so I can play it at midnight, or do I wake up early and hope my copy arrives? Who knows? We'll decide it. So we've got a range of game time. I'm sure we've got a range of opinions. But for those who don't know what Legends Arceus is, I'll throw it to you, Jacob, because you spent the most time with it. What is Pokemon Legends Arceus, for those that are somehow unaware?
So Pokemon Legends Arceus. I don't say Arceus, I say Arceus, but you've been saying Arceus.
It's because if I say it, it sounds like I'm saying arse, so I can't say it. It's illegal for me
Fall
to
in
say
line.
it. Yeah.
So it's Pokemon in the past. It's a kind of remake of Diamond and Pearl, but not at all a remake of Diamond and Pearl. It just takes place in the same region. And it's before Pokemon trainers and stuff. And you're going out creating the first Pokedex of the region.
Yeah. So it takes place in Hisui, which is basically God, what's it called regularly in Gen 4? Oh my, Sinnoh. That's it. I was like, what's the region called? It's Sinnoh. Just played a Brilliant Diamond, guys. Obviously, I took it all in very thoroughly. But no, I think it would have been funny if they called it like Honus or something. It was just like Sinnoh backwards or something. I think that would have just been funny. But no, it's basically Sinnoh, like thousands of years in the past, where you have basically been whipped into the past, where Pokemon are basically all wild. Pokeballs have just been invented, and beanie hats have been invented for ages, and the professor's just rocking one the entire time. And it's like, yo, guys, do you want to go and take this book around with you where you write down how many fucking Pokemon you've caught for the Pokedex? Let's go. Catch 15 Bidoof, fucker. Yeah. It's like the Arceus is taught. Yeah, the Arc phone, the Arceus phone. It's a wild ride, but it's a spin-off, kind of. I don't know what to call it, because it's technically
it's the main series.
Is it mainline?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
it is, yeah.
Is it?
Okay.
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it became its own branch of thing where they just do this for the other regions too.
Yes, I expect that, but they have said it is a main series Pokemon game.
Yo, hear me out. Just hear me out. Just get rid of the old series, dude. That's what I'm actually saying. You know, it's I don't know.
Just tear it down.
Just tear it down.
again.
Burn it to the ground.
Because I don't know. I've obviously there's
You
been a
didn't
lot
like
of.
anything past Gen 1 anyway.
I didn't like Gen 1, to be honest. But
I'm talking about the people who were making the games.
True. But it's like, it's weird. I've seen a lot of positive feedback on this game. I've seen a lot of people bitching because it's a Pokemon game on Twitter. What's new there, guys? But so I kind of want to get everybody's initial impressions first, and I'll start with mine because mine are probably the least integral to this kind of preview. This is it overrated? Is it whatever we're doing review? Mine are, I'm pleasantly surprised at how much I'm enjoying it, but I'm also pleasantly surprised at how unengaged I am. And what I mean by that is, I think this game is a great Switch game because I think it's a great, I've got a spare 20 minutes. Let's go explore, see what entries in the Pokedex I can fill up. Bidoof go burr, let me go and catch 30 Bidoof. But I'm also sitting here and looking at Jacob playing 20 hours of this game in fucking 2 days and going, how the hell have you done this? Because to me, I've played 3.5 hours and every time I'm like, that's enough for now. That's enough for now. Like, I'm enjoying it. But I'm also like, I feel like this is a game that I'm going to play in small bursts, if that makes sense. Kyle, how are you feeling on it early on?
I'm pretty positive on it. I've enjoyed what I've done with the game so far. I really like the region, and especially like you get a ride Pokemon pretty early on. They give you a Weirdeer, new Stantler evolution, and that really opens up the world. I feel like once you get that, exploring the game becomes a lot more fun.
Okay, noted. I haven't got that far yet because I literally spent an hour of my time pissing about capturing Wurmples and Bidoofs. Like, that genuinely happened, where I was just like, it was that like completionist mindset. As soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, you don't have to do all the things, you just have to complete 10 things to have it count as it finished in the Pokedex. So I started catching Bidoofs and Shinxes like it was no tomorrow, going, get in the bin. I literally said to Cal before we started, I genuinely have a box full of Bidoofs because I was just capturing those fuckers, going, okay, gotta get them all, dude. Like, as soon as that, there's like a side quest in the game where it's like, I want a big weasel, and I'm like, I've got you covered, buddy. So I literally caught like 15 fucking weasels, and it turned out the first one was big enough, but I just kept going. I was like, I'm getting these fuckers like it's no tomorrow.
I like to imagine that the dude was just watching you, being like, oh, this one's good. After your like 5th one, he's like, you can stop now.
Sir?
Literally, like I feel like the game's like
This is funny. I've seen jokes about, in the other games where you'll encounter the trainers that have 6 of the exact same really weak Pokemon that you have to fight all 6 of their Pokemon.
Yeah, and
Ethan has become one of those guys.
I think it makes sense now in the history, because I feel like they're reading the history books and they're like, oh, at a time back when they created the Pokedex, the first trainers were capturing 16 of the same fucking Pokemon over and over again to learn all about it. I'm like, well, and then fucking Timmy has all the Weedles in Viridian Forest was like, yo, guys, this must be how they do it, and then started going wild. But
this is how the pioneers did it.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly.
It reminds me of the hunt.
But no, Jacob, what I guess it's not right to say what are your initial impressions, right? Well, I guess you're the kind of Pokemon fan that will play this game for hours more after completing it, right? So to you, I guess it is initial impressions, but what are your initial thoughts having spent 20 hours with the game? This is the best first impression we've ever had, because me and Hunter can usually get through like 5 at a good day. Like,
I nearly finished Doom when we talked about that.
Yeah, but we were also late with Doom because we just did it as a podcast starter, didn't we?
And also, lockdown had just started.
It was the Sunday after it came out.
Yeah, and we recorded on
that was like 3 or 4 days. It's not that late.
Hunter, it's not good enough to say, we nearly did it on the first ever episode, and now we're on episode 98. No. Jacob.
It was all downhill.
It was all downhill from that. Do you remember the time when I came to the Ghost of Tsushima first impressions with 30 whole minutes of gameplay? And the funny thing is, none of you fuckers knew because I acted like I played hours of it. And that's what video game journalism is, ladies and gentlemen. That's what video game journalism is. Anyway, Jacob,
30 minutes is like the opening cinematic of the game.
Yeah.
Like the opening set piece.
Yeah.
Kyle's like, I wish I could have got away with that.
Fuck, dude, you didn't tell me that.
I didn't have a job either. It was just I literally couldn't be bothered. Anyway, Jacob. Initial impression.
So I have clearly vastly enjoyed this game. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about like the changes to the battle system and stuff, but I definitely enjoyed the all the quality of life changes they've done. Like between standard battle system and just like how different things work now.
One thing that I really like is that the game just moves really freaking quick. Like,
Yeah.
you're in and out of battles so fast.
Seamless transitions.
Like, I've been so used to how Pokemon has been operating for the last 20 odd years that I'm like, I didn't know this game could go this fast. Holy moly.
Yeah. Like, I'm genuinely at a point early on where I'm genuinely, I'll let you in a second, Hunter, but if this was what Pokemon becomes, I'd be completely fine with it. And it's one of those things where I do not think this is the Breath of the Wild of Pokemon games. I do not think that this is the huge stepping stone where, because Breath of the Wild to me was there's a few flaws here and there with Breath of the Wild, but it was stepping into a new type of Zelda game and basically hitting a home run on the first attempt. This isn't that. It has its problems, it has its bugs, it's a bit ugly, it's like it has all these flaws with it, right? But it's definitely a step in the right direction to one day. I feel like we will get that Pokemon game. I feel like if they make a sequel to this kind of game, that might be the Breath of the Wild moment for Pokemon. It's like, it's close, but I'm like, to me anyway, it's definitely, in my opinion, the best Pokemon game that's come out easily in the last, God, how long? Like 10 years? Like, it's really good.
Gen 7 was 2016.
Well, yeah, I hate Gen 7, dude. I hate Gen 7.
So if you want to go back further than that.
But here's the thing is, I liked Gen 6, but I don't know if I liked Gen 6 because of the game or just because of my nostalgia for Pokemon and me that carrying me through it. That's the thing. Whereas this game, I'm just like, this is a solid game where I can see what they're trying to do here, and for better or for worse, they get things right, they get things wrong. But I can see that this is, to me, it's not like this masterpiece that a lot of like games journalists have been saying it is, but it's like it's the step in the right direction to me. Where if we get a Gen 9 and it goes back to basics again, I feel like I will genuinely feel even worse than I did with Brilliant Diamond, where I just take it and I'm like, I don't want to play with you anymore. Fuck off. Like, it's interesting.
I think for Pokemon's first like real true dive into open world, I think it's done a very good job at what it wants to do.
Yeah.
Open world-ish.
Open-ish world, yeah.
It must not be a total open world, or Kyle wouldn't like it.
It isn't. It's very much, I'd say the greatest comparison, people always compare it to Breath of the Wild. To me, the greatest comparison to this game is Monster Hunter. Because it's very much set up like a lot of the earlier Monster Hunters. Not necessarily world, but it is very much set up where you have these distinct areas that you can visit. I think there's 5. Am I correct with that one, Jake? Is it 5? Yeah.
5.
The one.
Yeah.
So you have like a main town, and then you have 5 basically different regional areas that have different Pokemon in them and different things that you can do. And it's like you get to pick where do you want to go to, and you go there, and it's like a mini like open world-ish kind of area. Very much like Monster Hunter, where you go to a certain area to hunt for a monster, and then you come back to base camp. It's in a similar style to that. So I wouldn't say it's true. It's open-ish world, but it's not truly an open world where you're going.
You don't have all the regions unlocked immediately.
You have one region unlocked from the start. They give you. They basically imagine they give you the Great Plateau, and then they're like, okay, here's another 4 Great Plateaus. They don't go, okay, here's the rest of the world. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I feel you. I've played a few games that do that.
Like, they'll start you off in an area, but they won't really, like, gatekeep progress anywhere, really. Outside of the first area where you have to get a 1-star rank. But beyond that, I haven't ran into any areas I haven't been able to go to if I wanted to.
And one thing I'm actually pleasantly surprised at is Pokemon seems to have really taken a lot of, and when I say Pokemon, I really mean Game Freak, have taken some real steps towards criticisms that they've had in the past. Notably for me, one of the criticisms that people always tend to bring up is hand-holding. And I was actually shocked at how quickly I got into gameplay and how quickly the game was like, okay, look, this Bidoof here is dumb as fuck. Catch as many as you want. Right, I'm going to go and show you the Starlies in a bit, but you do what you want until you come over to me. And I'm like, wait, you're letting me choose whether I want to piss about with the Bidoofs or carry on with the progression? Like, I was actually kind of shocked. And the game does that a lot, where it's like, okay, here's your next main objective, but you can do whatever you want. We're not going to do a Sun and Moon where we basically lock you into the story until it's over. And then once it's over, it's like, oh, well done. Your reward is 4 islands that are all straight loops because we looped you around each one. And I'm like, riveting. This game genuinely seems to not want to hold your hand, which is great, because it actually feels like there's a choice there. Like Kyle said, within 5-6 hours, he's been able to get a mount. I've played for 3.5, 4. I've got nowhere near a mount because I've been too busy pissing about throwing Pokeballs everywhere. It's one of those games where you can just kind of do that. Second thing is, I feel like they really took to heart the criticism of too many characters and not enough fucking character. What I mean by that is, there are way too many fucking story characters in a Pokemon game. I feel like since Gen 6, Gen 5, this has been a problem, where there's dozens of characters that all show up, go, hi, I'm Timmy this town, and then he fucks off as soon as
they just start playing like 52 pickup with the rival characters and gave like 9 of them?
Yeah, basically.
Per game?
Yeah, basically that's
Black
what they
and White
did.
gave you 3, and Gen X and Y gave you 4?
Yeah, because there was the ginger kid, there was the other guy,
Trevor,
and then
Kierno,
there was
Shauna, and
Callum
Serena.
That's what am I?
All of
didn't
whom
realize I
are
remembered
irrelevant
those.
except
all
for
of
Callum
them.
and Serena.
Yeah.
All of them are, and then you had How in Gen 7?
Yeah, how sucks.
Yeah, How and basically
How and
Gladian.
why?
How and why?
Basically. But no, and it was genuinely surprising how this game, it's like I'm 5 hours in and I genuinely think I've met like 5 characters, like 6 characters who actually have any resemblance on the story. You have the professor, you have your pseudo kind of rival in this game who is basically just the other character you didn't pick. You have was it Silene, her name?
I think
head
so,
of the head of the Galactic team, and then I've had
Head
the
of
leader
the
of
Survey Corps.
the Survey Corps of that's it.
Yeah.
And then there's like the leader of the Galactic team, and then the 2 people from the Team Diamond guy, the Team Pearl guy, which I did kind of like that they just used the game names for that. And then there is the other girl that was like part of the Diamond and that's it. Like that's all there's like 7 characters that I've met in the entirety of this game so far. And
But it
usually at
feels
this
like
point,
they also
Pokemon
all
would have
have
took 17.
It feels like they all have a reason to be there. Like they're not just there for filler slots and to tutorialize you.
Yeah.
And
There get to be more people, but they are useful. Like they are important.
Mm-hmm.
And they all seem to have personality. Like, I genuinely was surprised when I saw the characters emote, because I was so used to everyone makes the meme, right? There's that meme of Gen 7 with the dead eyes, where literally you've got you've got Lily just standing there going, my mum's a psychopath and she probably wants to kill herself. And then you've got Callum just sitting there going, like, you've got the main character, whatever his name. I can't remember what is his name? Is it just Sun? I don't even remember if they gave him a name. But he's just sitting there smiling, just like... I don't remember what his name is.
Legit, like Ultra Beast, an alien Pokemon just shows up through a wormhole and it's just Deadeye.
Yeah, and it's just Deadeye, right? And I feel like they took this game to heart because, like, I chose the guy character, and what's her name? What's her name? It begins with an A. And I'm blanking. Akari, that's it.
Akari. So Sun and Moon, it's Helio and Celine.
Great. I'm gonna instantly forget those ones again.
Well, Helio makes sense because it sounds kind of like Helios, but I don't know where they got Celine from.
Celine is a moon-based name.
You know, that's where they got it from.
Really?
It's also where they got it from for Returnal Hunter.
Oh,
yeah.
I guess that makes sense.
The more you know.
But no, it was just funny because, like, instantly when I saw the rival for this, I've already forgotten the name. The name's already gone out of my head.
Akari.
Akari, that's it. When she gives you like a side eye kind of like glare at you the first time she sees you, and I'm like, what the fuck's this? Showing personality, and then your character like kind of having like actually expressing. I'm like, that's weird. What the fuck? They actually learned from their lessons here. There's actually some emotion happening with the player models. Actually surprised about this. So Yeah, those are two positives. Shall we talk about the gameplay a bit? I mentioned briefly the Pokedex, but obviously there's the main story, but the other thing that you're kind of tasked to do is complete the first Pokedex hunter, right? And obviously,
that makes
newfangled technology, you just throw a Pokeball, you get it, and it gives you a fucking Wikipedia article about that Pokemon, right? Simple as. But who wrote those Wikipedia articles? We did, thousands of years ago.
It
seems like it's
entries.
Like, actually, from the character's perspective, some of the Pokedex articles say I saw this.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, that's cool.
Our Pokedex, dude. Let's go.
I need to actually read the Pokedex articles in this game.
I've read a couple, but I haven't looked too much into them. I do need to look at them more. But yeah, it genuinely is. So obviously, just catching a Pokemon isn't enough, Hunter, because obviously you see
man.
just because you've got it, but you're like, what's it do? What's the point?
What it do?
What it do? So you basically have to do a load of
sometimes I wonder that after people catch them. You're right.
Yeah.
What is the point?
Yeah, what it do?
Why does Dunsparce exist?
You're just like poking it with a stick.
Yeah.
Come on, do something.
So it's our job to poke it with a stick. So what? So basically, you have a list of criteria, which every Pokemon has a different set of criteria, and usually you have to fill 10. You basically have to get 10 ticks on your little schedule, and then there you go, complete Pokedex entry. And it can range from anything. It can be catch X amount of them. There's like different stages going up. There's defeat them in battle, right? So you can see what it's like. It's like, okay, you can kind of see the reasoning from it from like a scientific thing is you're catching enough of them so you can see if there's any differences between them,
you need different
right?
scenarios to know what they'll do.
Fighting them, different combat scenarios, using moves so you can see how their moves kind of work, and you kind of build up this profile on it. Yeah, exactly. And then you build up this profile, and there you go. I don't know how tedious this is going to get. I don't know if you can speak on this, Jacob, because when I had a Pokemon evolve, then I realized it had its own set of fucking things. I was about to bash my head in because I'm like, you're telling me that I've now got to do this for Quilava as well as Cyndaquil, and I'm like, oh god, because that seems interesting.
I have not put much focus into the Pokedex yet. I was doing more story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on the Pokedex now. I know. One thing that I'm excited about with it is when you've gotten the 10, you get an additional check for shiny hunting. If you complete every stage for a Pokemon, it gets to a total of 3 additional, so 4 rolls.
Interesting.
So it increases your % chance for a shiny, or
yeah.
Oh,
that's actually a good feature. Wow, I love that. That's actually an interesting. I like that quite a bit. I've not seen a shiny yet. This game's rigged.
I have not either.
I haven't either.
Neither have I.
There is one guaranteed one you get.
Let's go, guys.
Oh, there's guaranteed one. Even better, dude. Even better. You have to try my RNG this time.
One of the side quests.
Hell yeah.
Good old Red Gyarados.
Beyond that, I haven't gotten any others. And I've been using a different method, which is just, swarm encounters are back, like they have been in a lot of games. But, this time, they have 25 additional shiny rolls. So, even if you don't have any bonuses, it's a 1 in 158 chance.
Wow.
That's actually really good.
Yeah. And I've been hunting for Zorua for so long.
Bro, it's been 20 hours.
Chill.
Yeah.
Calm down.
It's been 84 years. No, it's been 2 days. Calm down.
160.
Yeah, true.
I watched Sam try to get a shiny anything from a cave for what felt like 3 months.
Yeah, true.
I watched Sam try and get a shiny Suicune since I was in 10th grade. He still hasn't gotten it.
Oof.
I'm just still upset about Briefcase Simulator.
Oh yeah.
Nah. Shining Pearl.
Nah.
True.
That's not a real game.
Yeah, it's not real. It can't hurt you. One thing I did like was there's not as much kind of experimentation as there is in Breath of the Wild, right? There's no kind of thinking of how do I overcome this. There's a couple of things like Kyle jumping over lakes and stuff with his windy ear and stuff like that. But one thing I do like is there is still that kind of unexpected kind of aspect to it, where there was like one time I was just fighting. I can't remember what I was fighting. I think I was fighting a Shinx or whatever, and then a Drifloon, because it turned nighttime, just spawned in and started joining in on the fight. I'm like,
Yeah.
look, it's showing the health bar. That's funny. And then they started ganging up on me. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Oh no, it's like playing it's like when you aggro the wrong thing in Xenoblade or something.
Yeah, it is. Except you can't. Yeah, it's like you're just kind of stuck there watching it fucking beat your ass, and it's like that's interesting. I do like that though, because I was like, oh, do other Pokemon just despawn when you go into a battle? Nope, they can just fucking join in. They can just beat your ass.
So there is no despawning in this game.
Yeah.
If a Pokemon appears, you can run across to the other side of the area you're in, and then run back, and the exact same Pokemon will still be there. If you save and turn off the game, it'll still be there when you turn it back on. The only reason I know this is because of shiny hunting.
Nice.
Yeah.
I do like that though. That's actually a cool little detail.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate that. I also appreciate the different natures of the Pokemon, so that's also a really cool thing that we probably should mention is like each different Pokemon has a different behavior, and that's kind of where the Breath of the Wild kind of experimental aspect comes from. It is where you'll have, I mentioned Bidoof are docile in nature, so they will literally just fucking run up to you and be like, "Sup, bitch, want to catch me?" Other Pokemon aren't as nice. You have like Starlies that basically get scared like any kind of bird. You get anywhere close to them and they run away. They don't fly away because they're like little pigeon things. They just hop away.
They will end up flying. They run for a bit and then take a few.
Oh, do they actually fly? Oh, I just thought they were too fat. I just thought they just hopped away. Like, and then you have aggro Pokemon like Shinx, for example, will just try and beat your ass up. It'll be like, and what I do love about aggro Pokemon is it doesn't force your Pokemon out onto the Shinx. Will be like, I'm gonna beat your ass up, not bring your Pokemon out.
That's one thing I've heard about this game is that the Pokemon will kill you. And they make that clear in 5 minutes.
Yes, they do.
There are some
funny.
pretty dark moments in the game. Like,
nice.
People talk about, like, hey, this thing can kill you. It's attacking people.
Oh yeah, that was, what was it? It's the...
this Machoke broke my friend's neck.
Yeah, there's the Scizor evolution. What's it called?
Cleaver. It's not Scizor. It's a different evolution.
Oh, is it different evolution Cypher? Okay. So there's Cleaver, and yeah, they just casually mention it, like passing. They're like, oh yeah, Cleaver like fucking slashed through a load of people. Yeah, they use mold. They use the word mold, and then in the next sentence they were like, yeah, the medic bay was going crazy. I'm like, what? Going dead bodied 1, dead body 2, like pointing at it. That fucker's dead. They used the term mold, which was interesting. But yeah, it's like all these Pokemon having different kind of natures is really interesting because it does make it more of a kind of, you do have to think more about it because you can avoid a lot of battles by just hiding and chucking Pokeballs at it and hoping for the best instead of fighting. If a Pokemon does get aggro on you as well, you can't throw a Pokeball at it anymore. It'll just bounce off its head. So you have to actually go into a fight with it or run away.
Nice.
I do also like you have control of your character in battles because it happens in the real world. So if you do want to just run by running, you can run. I think that's a funny little thing where you can just be like, I did that because there's like a giant fucking Rapidash in the first area and it was level 40 and I didn't realize. So I was like, well, bye Bidoof, I'm fucking out of here, and just ran away. I couldn't be bothered to wait for the run icon to appear on screen.
Monkey.
So I was like, I just fucking ran. I was like, see ya. I'm gone. So there's cool moments like that. You obviously have mounts, like Kyle mentioned.
Dude, those mini boss Pokemon in the overworld are really cool.
The alphas.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any Pokemon can spawn as an alpha. There are some that are guaranteed. But that little Shinx that's right before the bridge, I've seen that as an alpha a couple times.
Oh damn!
There was one I ran into a Parasect. It was like level 32. I was not high level at all. I shouldn't have won. I did. It felt great.
Nice.
I got like 2 levels out of it. It was so worth it.
You tried.
Yeah. I mean, it was a Parasect, and I started with Cyndaquil, and I had a Staravia. So
I also started with Cyndaquil.
Yep.
Yo,
We
go
all started with
team.
Cyndaquil. Hell
Team
yeah.
good
Yeah.
taste.
I was torn for a while between Cyndaquil and Rowlet.
Yeah, that's where
Rowlet's
Ethan and
cool.
I
He
were
has a
at.
bow tie.
Yep, same. Fuck Oshawott, dude. All my
Fuck
homies hate Oshawott.
Oshawott is like my third least favorite starter of all time.
I liked Oshawott in the anime. It was
And to be
Ash's
fair,
best
in the
Pokemon.
starting cutscene, they did make him look quite adorable. I was like,
Yeah.
to be fair, you look way better in 3D than you ever did in 2D. You know, I'm looking at you and I'm like, you're way cuter now than you were in Gen 5.
One
Yep.
thing
And
I
let me
like is
give
that
you
if you go back to the professor's room in the main building, you can actually see the other two starter Pokemon in there.
Oh, they're
Like
just
Rowlet-
chilling.
Yeah, Rowlet's on top of a bonsai tree. And
That's
Oshawott
cute.
is just in like a little tank.
Yeah.
That seems unfair. It's like, yes, Rowlet, you get the tree and freedom. Oshawott, in the tank you go. Goodbye.
But the
I don't-
tank's uncovered. He could jump out.
Yeah.
No,
I don't know
but
what
in the
Cyndaquil
tank.
Gets. I don't know.
Cyndaquil probably
what
just
Cyndaquil
sits on
gets.
the floor.
Yeah,
He
I
just probably
don't know.
sits on his ass. Dude, just like
Probably.
He hangs out under the chimney.
They just throw him in the furnace.
I also don't know. I don't know if you can attest to this. It feels like the models are different.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, like they seem a lot
Yeah.
better than they have done in the
Mhm.
past. Like it feels like a lot of these models are actually quite
In
interesting.
game,
Yeah,
yes. If you just look at the model, they look awful.
probably. That probably sounds right, but they do in game. They do look a lot better.
Hmm
So I appreciate that because that's what they're supposed to be for. Like, yeah, fucking JPEGs
Yeah.
on you like on the side of YouTube videos, maybe not, but hey, because like I saw Ghastly and Ghastly, I'm like, oh, Ghastly has like an actual cool like kind of aura to them now, and I'm like, that's kind of cool. I'm sure if you took the model just like outright, it's just a fucking bowling ball. But you know, again, it's just these little details. It does seem like Game Freak have really tried to make something here, which after years of them trying to just rehashing the same formula, it's actually kind of refreshing to them for them to actually do this.
Mhm.
One thing we should probably mention as well is the different styles of combat. There's that new little addition to the combat system. If I don't know, one of you
Oh,
can
yeah.
explain it better than I can, probably.
They don't really make too much of a difference. There's basically two different styles that your moves can be. It's basically like an attack style and a speed style. I don't remember what they're actually called. I think it's like strength
Agile
and
and
agility.
strong.
It's agile style
Agile
and
and
strong
strong.
style.
Yeah. And basically, like the longer you have a move in your moveset, then eventually your Pokemon will like master the move so they can use those different styles with it.
Oh man,
And the strength
it's like the
style
materia
obviously
in
gives
Final
you-
Fantasy.
Yeah, the strength style obviously just powers up your attacks, but the agile style, I really like this one. Speed stat actually matters in this game, where your Pokemon can get multiple turns in a row, to the point where there's like a Final Fantasy Octopath Traveler like turn order list, like Final Fantasy X.
Oh.
And
Yeah,
agile
alright.
style, if you use that, it's a weaker move, but it can give you a second hit. Like, let you take another turn after that. So,
Do they consume more as well?
Yeah, they use two.
They use
Power
two
points.
instead of one,
Ah.
yeah. That's also
I
a thing.
haven't
So it's-
noticed.
Also, strong sire will slow down your moves, so the opposing Pokemon can get two moves.
Yeah. So there's
Yeah.
a cool little balance between picking a style. I haven't really like used them too much. They're not necessary, but they're nice options.
no, and
The
it's just
strength style,
yeah. Again, it
strength
just
style can make
helps
the
with
difference between a one shot and a two shot.
Hmm
it. It also
small
just
things.
yeah.
Do the opposing Pokemon also get this option, or is this just
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
that only you can do?
Opposing
That's cool.
trainer Pokemon, yeah.
Wild Pokemon can do it too, I believe.
Ooh.
I have
No,
not
I'm
seen
not
a
sure.
wild Pokemon do that.
No, I don't remember.
Quickly Google it. Or just
No.
say a statement and then no one will disagree. It's fine.
I'll just say Kyle's right.
Cal's
Hell
right?
yeah.
Okay, Cal's right. There we go.
Congratulations,
Hell
Kyle.
yeah.
We talked a lot about the positives. Obviously, I think we said nothing really but positives for the most part at the moment. Any negatives, any nags, any complaints so far? I have a couple.
One, I have one kind of major one,
Okay.
and that is I wish that the game would tell you the levels of wild Pokemon, kind of like what Xenoblade does. Just like
Mhm.
have the level pop up over their head. I have stumbled into before we started the recording, I stumbled into like a level 40 area. I'm like level 22. So I'm
you
like,
could take 'em.
I mean, I did. They were Cricketune, but and again, Cyndaquil
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Staravia murked them, but you could imagine my surprise when I'm like, oh, this thing's 20 levels above me. Let's fucking go. It's the same reason why I ran into that level 30 Parasect at the start of the game. I'm like, I didn't know better. This is the first area. Why would this thing be level 30? But, you know, I've played Xenoblade. I should
It
The
was
opening-
with glowing red eyes.
Look, I saw the red eyes. I didn't think
Yeah.
it'd be a million levels stronger than me.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was me
so
with
those
the
are-
that was me with the Rapidash.
Died
You
all the
know,
same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking. All the Ponytars around me were like level 8, so I was like, oh, the Rapidash is probably going to be like level 15, probably. It's probably going to be double the level of the Pokemon around it. Went into the battle and it was level 45. I'm like, fuck off, and ran away. I was like, this is bullshit. Why is it that high?
You rapid-dashed out of there.
Yeah. It also just made me, it just kind of made me laugh, though, to be honest, because I was like, this is supposed to be Gen 4 in the past, and I'm like, am I the person taking all the fire Pokemon away? Because I'm just catching them all, dude. Like, was this why in Diamond and
Yeah.
Pearl there's like 2 of them? Because I'm just throwing, I'm like, you're all mine, bitch. Let's go.
I mean, I love moments like that, though. Like, in Xenoblade, you never forget running into Big Monkey in the first area.
Oh, fucking hell. There's
And
the
he
big
fucking
8, yeah.
just
and
murders you.
There's the one in Xenoblade 2 as well. I remember seeing
I
it.
love
and
Territorial
being like,
Rotbart.
I'm like, yo, monkey. And then it batted my ass. I'm like, no.
And then it's level 81. And you're
Yeah,
like,
I
oh,
mean,
In Final
I'm
Fantasy
12.
No.
there's a T-Rex that's chilling out in the first area that you can run out to there that will 100% kill you in one shot. It's hilarious.
I love shit like that. So I'm not even mad, but that shit's funny to me. I just wished I knew that those things were super overleveled,
Yeah.
and if I
Yeah.
should bother going out there.
Hmm.
But you
Definitely.
know, live and let die, as they say.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's
mean-
my biggest complaint.
Yeah. My biggest complaint is this game looks like ass. That's my biggest complaint. Is my god, like the character models are great. The UI, especially for a Pokemon game, I'm actually surprised at how decent the UI is. Like,
It's very, very intuitive, yeah.
especially compared to anything else Pokemon's ever made. I'm like, oh, holy shit, this actually doesn't feel
Yeah.
like ass to control. I'm rather surprised. My biggest complaint though is it is an ugly, ugly game, and I'm not talking about, haha, let's laugh at the tree, insert picture of Farquaad, you know, haha, tree. Like, no, I'm not laughing at the tree in Gen 8. I'm genuinely like, why is this game so damn ugly? Because it's like, models are nice. There's some parts of the environment that look nice, but it's like Breath of the Wild came out on the same console, and they look like they're a generation apart. It's just wild to me how ugly this game is. Like, the environment is just so ugly. The amount of pop-in, the amount of, like, Pokemon I've seen in the distance running at, like, 2 frames a second because they're trying to keep the memory under going. The amount of times that bits of mountain have popped in, like, mountain chunks pop in. I'm like, what the fuck? Why is there new bits of mountain growing in the closer I get to them?
There was one time I climbed to the top of a hill and just looked off in the distance, and I saw a Gyarados just flying around nothing. I assumed there was supposed to be a mountain there, but I
Nope.
just saw a Gyarados just moving along, minding its own business, nothing around it.
Yeah, no, it literally is just flying.
Yeah,
There's nothing around there.
No, nice. Epic. It's a very
it's better
ugly
than
game.
Sword and Shield, but
Yeah, it is good for a Pokemon game.
No,
but,
right.
not
It's better.
great
It's
for
better
a
than.
Switch
It's
game.
better than.
Yeah.
It's better than the wild area in Sword and Shield. I still think there is more detail and better graphics in the towns and the actual routes where the cameras are locked in Sword and Shield. I still think that game looks better. Obviously, it's on a different it's on a different level, because when a camera's locked, you obviously have a lot more resources available. You can put a lot more into it, so it's not a fair comparison. But that game does look better in those areas because it is basically better looking Wild Area, and it does look a lot better than Wild Area. It just still looks ass, especially compared to other games on the console. And I just sit there and I go, why does it look this way? If the Breath of the Wild engine can run, why can't you? Damn it. So that's my main one. My other main one is, again, they went for this kind of Breath of the Wild, kind of openish world, but it genuinely does feel like there's nothing there. And what I mean by that is there's Pokemon there. There are Pokemon for you to catch, but there are none of those kind of, I wonder what's in this cave, because I know the answer is probably some fucking Pokemon. You know, what's across this lake? I can tell you what's across it without going. Got there, more Pokemon. It's like there's nothing interesting, if that makes sense, to go and look for. There's no reason to explore other than what Pokemon's here. And I can just see that getting kind of dull when it's like, oh good, it's another group of fucking Wurmpools, my favourite. Like, you know? There's no real reason to explore other than Pokemon. And that's fine, but it's just, if it was like, oh, the only reason for you to go and explore this part of Breath of the Wild is, oh, because there's another sword here, it'd be fucking dull. But there's more than just swords around in Breath of the Wild.
I quit playing Breath of the Wild when the last thing to do was just find all the Koroks.
That genuinely is as if the Korok seeds are the thing that you're finding.
Yeah.
But also it did something better than Breath of the Wild, where you can just buy your inventory upgrade slots instead of hunting for fucking Korok shit. So, you know, pros and cons.
Yeah.
But no, that's my main thing, is the game kind of wants you to promote exploration, but doesn't do much other than saying, think of the Pokemon you can find.
Mm-hmm.
I agree, but, like, that is how it was marketed. Like, the whole thing was, you're basically the only Pokemon trainer. Go find Pokemon, and just go find Pokemon. Like, that is what they said the game was.
Yeah, I also agree, but I think my point that I'm trying to make here is, in Breath of the Wild, in open world games like this, usually the open world, or the world itself, is a character. Right, where it's like you have these moments in Breath of the Wild where you walk into an area and it's an ambush and you're like, holy shit, that's like a moment that you didn't see coming. And there's these little moments where you go to these areas and you're like, wow, what this is like, it feels like it's impacting your experience without it really doing anything. It's just the world as a character. In this game, it feels like the field's a field. In this game, it feels like the mountain is a mountain. It doesn't feel like there's anything special. There's nothing. I've not walked into I feel like, and this is something for them to do in a successor to this, is I've not walked into an area and a bunch of fucking shinks have been like, get his ass, right? I've had those moments where there's multiple Pokemon attacking me, but it's not been like a thing where the game's like trying to promote that exploration to be like, oh yeah. A great example of this would be like in Breath of the Wild, where you hear people talking, you hear NPCs talking, and they mention a place, and if you actually go and find that place, you'll find the thing they're talking about. I've not had this here, other than in scripted events. Like, could you imagine if a Pokemon trainer was like, oh, I was out the other day and I got ambushed by a load of shinks at, I don't know, fucking Timmy's Rock, right? And you go all the way up. Why is every example that I ever make Timmy? Timmy's Rock. You go to Timmy's Rock and a bunch of shinks just jump on your ass and you're like, oh, there's that reference. Or if you find Timmy's Rock and you get the shinks jump on your ass and then you go and talk to them, you find out that, oh, these people have also had this experience, like this happened to them. There's none of that.
And then you catch every single shinks and bring them back to the people, to their victims, and establish dominance. Exactly. But there's none of that. I just wish there was more. I wish there was a lot more you could do with just Pokemon, right? You could have them talk about rumors. You could have, obviously they do that with main story events, like they have characters mention the Cleavor and stuff like that. But it's like there's none of that kind of, hey, you know, there used to be a village here that got overrun by Pokemon, so no one lives there anymore, and you could go and find that. There's none of that, really. And I wish there was more.
It's actually funny you bring up that Shinx example, because there is like a side quest. I haven't done it, but there is a side quest where someone was like, hey, there's this group of Bidoof that are causing trouble for people. You should go take care of that.
I've done it. It's shit. It's literally playing hide and seek with Bidoof. It's literally, we put 3 Bidoof models. It's 3 Bidoof models.
How much trouble could a Bidoof be causing?
Oh,
They're eating the wood.
yeah, they're eating the wood of the
Oh.
houses.
Oh, that's a problem.
Because then the excuse they use is, oh, these Bidoof only like high quality wood, so they've come to the right place because they've gone to the place where the houses are built of wood. And I'm like, ah, yes. If you weren't Bidoofs, I'd be
Excuse
really
me?
pissed with this side quest right now.
But yeah, anything that's like what you were saying, like anything where someone experienced something, it's a side quest. Like, it's an established side quest. It's not just a side comment, you know?
It's not something that you can find on your own without being told
Right.
to go and do it.
Mhm.
It's not one of those moments, and they're
Mhm.
like, it's those Breath of the Wild moments. It's those Red Dead moments where you just walk into something and have an interaction that you feel is almost unique. And I'm not saying that it is unique, right? But it feels unique to you because you've come across it in your own way and you have your own story, right? It's like in Breath of the Wild, everybody's had the same kind of things happen. They've all been killed by a lion, or they've all had these moments, but it's how you get to them and it's the stories that you create. And there's those stories still. There's a couple of them, right? It's like, when was the first time you got hyper beamed in the ass, dude? Because like, there's those stories, but there's not many of them because the game hasn't really gone out of the way to do that. And again, it's not a fault of the game. I don't think this game's bad because of it. It's one of those things where I'm like, you know, if they do a Legends 2 on whatever the Switch's successor is, those are the kinds of things that I'd like to see. I'd like to see there be more of a reason for exploration. And you know that we're getting very much into the kind of nitpicky stuff where I'm saying graphics are shit and I want more exploration options. Instead of going, Game Freak, why is this the same fucking game like we did with Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl
Yeah.
just 2 months ago?
Yeah.
But no, Jacob, do you have any criticisms, any concerns, comments?
So going off of the graphics thing, there are definitely points where, like, the geometry is not what the graphics are. Like, there are places where I was on Weird Ear and I was trying to jump, and, like, Weird Ear graphically was clearing the ledge, and then I was just getting pushed back, because Weird Ear wasn't supposed to be able to jump up there.
Mhm.
Yeah, Weird Deer's kind of buggy.
Yeah. Don't
Definitely
worry.
get to places I shouldn't be able to get
Yeah.
to.
That
and
happens
vice
with all the
versa.
ride Pokemon.
Oh, perfect.
Yep.
Can't wait to break this video game open.
Yeah, there were several places I got to with one of the later ride Pokemon that there are things very clearly blocking the path that I basically glitched my way through. And one of them I couldn't get back without fast traveling.
Oh, no.
That's hype. That's hype. I love that kind of shit. I love that kind of
But
shit.
also, like, it's called, like, Secret Cave or something, so I don't know if it's supposed to be like that, or if it's just supposed to be you get this later.
It's not a bug, it's a feature.
Even if it is, even
I
if it is a
don't
bug,
know.
it's a harmless bug, and you know you have fun ones
Yeah.
like
It's a
that all the
single
time.
player game. Like, leave it in.
Yeah, you have those
Right.
fun moments all the time. It's like that time, like a couple of weeks ago when I was playing Forza, and the fucking stadium's floor decided I'm not going to spawn today, and I just fucking flew through like a hole in one. And it was like, I
Remember
just
when
kept...
Ratchet undid like an hour of progress for you?
Oh no, that one was fucking annoying. I fell through the floor, and I just have the tendency to fall through the floor. I blame Crash 2 for this because I
The
embed in that
floor is
game like
not
it's no
made of
fucking
floor.
tomorrow. Yeah.
Can also
I just have
blame
a
Crash
curse.
4 for that.
Oh yeah, true. But no, it's stuff like that. It's like it's harmless, right? It's like yeah.
Mhm.
It's a nitpick, but also it's harmless
It's
stuff like
kind of
that.
funny.
It's kind of funny. You have those kind of funny moments, but no, I'd rather that it was like that than the opposite. Like my favorite example is Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl again, where the hitboxes on that game are like 5 times the size of the item, the object. Like my favorite thing is playing. You won't have seen play this, Kyle, but there's like. The hitbox of the tree is as big as the shadow underneath the tree, which is bigger than the tree, right? So it's like you're playing a game where you're like, I'm trying to get through 2 trees here, and it's like you're basically trying to play the game of find the gap between the 2 invisible walls that are bigger than the fucking trees that they're trying to represent, and you're trying to jam your way through. And it's like, again, with this game, there's a lot of wacky geometry, and some things, yeah, it doesn't let you over and it doesn't let you under, but it's like, at least it's not fucking worst case scenario, which is solid straight line invisible wall blocking all fun zone kind of shit. I hate those. That's my least favorite in general.
Mhm.
So at least it lets you kind of attempt it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't just block you from going anywhere near.
Yeah, like Like before this recording, I posted a clip to my Twitter where I cleared a gap with a Weird Ear's jump, and I'm like, I can't believe the game let me freaking do this. If this was any other Pokemon game, they would have stopped me before I even got close to the ledge.
Yeah, if it was, they wouldn't. Yeah, if it was any other Pokemon game, they wouldn't have made a ledge.
Yeah.
They would have gone, that's a
That
potential
too.
for fun, remove the ledge. But no, it's like, I definitely can see that being annoying. Obviously, I haven't got to the mount yet, so I guess I'll find out in my own time, because
Yeah.
I'll definitely keep playing. But yeah. Any other negatives?
So they continued a trend they've had since Generation 6. Generation 7, Sun and Moon, by including a couple different Find 'em all quests. Just like stuff hidden around the map.
Oh, yeah.
One of them, at least there are hints to all of it, and I completed that one. The other one is just, oh, there are a bunch of these. Have fun.
Good
There's
luck.
107 of them.
Yep.
Oh, nice, dude. It's the Assassin's Creed 2 Feathers, my favorite. I
Not
love
the
that
feathers.
shit. I love that shit.
Oof.
I have
Time to get up that IGN
I have
article,
found
dude.
one of them on my own time.
I don't know how many I found.
I stumbled into one by accident, and when I beat the game, I'm just gonna go open up the guide. I do
Yeah,
not give a shit.
I'm probably going to.
I just wouldn't fucking bother, dude. I genuinely wouldn't. Like,
If you want to complete the Pokedex, you have to.
I'm not doing it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
You can't make me.
Good job, I'm a story gamer, dude. Salute. Like, let's go. Get to that end of the story, and I'm like,
Ethan,
that
you got
was
it.
a
The
nice
people in the
story.
future are gonna be confused otherwise.
Nah,
No,
dude, I don't
there's,
read the Pokedex anyway. I'm a fucking...
Like, why is this one just blank?
I don't
There's
read.
post-game story that requires you to complete it.
Post-game
God.
story, dude. That's post-game. That's when Ethan's already closed the app and gone, bye-bye. Next game, please. If a game rolls credits, that's where I go salute. You know, like, is there a post-credit scene? I'll watch that, but I'm not watching anything else. But
My
no,
time is done.
my time's valuable. I don't have time to play and get more value out of a video game, Kyle. I'm off to the next $70 adventure, where I again miss half the fun. It's great.
It's Horizon
anything that
time,
we
baby.
missed? Yeah, 2 weeks away.
Verdict.
Yeah, well, yeah, verdict, I guess. Overall opinion, thoughts, recommendations. Who wants to start?
I think you should start because you have the least time.
Yay! I think it's shit. Don't play it. No, it's good.
The channel's first avoid.
The first avoid. Don't buy it. No. From my early impressions of this game, I definitely think it's my favorite Pokemon game on the Switch. I've played all of them. I'd recommend it, especially if you're a Pokemon fan, you've already bought this. If you bought Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, do yourself a service and actually play a decent game and buy this one. Okay, there you go. That's my review. If you have not played a Pokemon game, I don't know if this is a good starting point. If the fact that you don't like turn-based RPGs is the reason that you do not like Pokemon, then maybe give this one a chance, because there is other stuff that you do in this game that isn't turn-based RPGs. They're still there, but you at least have exploration, you have catching Pokemon, you have things to do that isn't just turn-based battles. If you're someone that's gone off of Pokemon and wants to try and get back into it, yeah, this might be a good time for you to try and see if this is what did it, if it was just the formula of the old games that was stopping you from enjoying it. Again, try it. If you're someone that doesn't like Pokemon, this game is not going to convince you that you do like Pokemon. It is very much a Pokemon game in its highs and its lows. But I'm definitely going to keep playing it. I don't know if I'm going to binge through it, but I feel like it's definitely going to be a game that I play in little short spurts, probably. But yeah, I'd recommend it. It's a step in the right direction for Game Freak and the series, in my opinion. There you go, Kyle.
All right, so if you've listened to like any episode where we talk about Pokemon, you know that I've been kind of hard on the series. Especially in recent years. I didn't get Let's Go. I didn't get Pokemon Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, and I got Pokemon Sword a year after it came out. This is the first Pokemon game I've bought on release date in a long time, and I'm really enjoying my time with it so far. I think this game is a big step in the right direction for what Pokemon could be, and I think as a concept for open world Pokemon, I think this game is really doing a good job at what it wants to be.
Oh no, Ethan's fiddling with his games.
Good
No, you
lord,
just said
what
he
is
didn't
he
own
up
any
to?
of them, and I was just like, I own all of them. There you go. There's all 4 of them. Eevee's ear sticking out the
digital
back.
copies.
Dude. Yeah, look, there you go. And no, I didn't buy
Those were
both.
the
versions.
specific ones that I chose for each of them too.
Yo, hell yeah, dude, rise up, games. That's because Pikachu sucks. I technically did play Shield, but
Yeah, I played both Sword and Shield.
I mean, swords are cooler
Diamond,
than
obviously.
shields, so
It's
it makes
true.
sense that you would choose that one.
it's true.
Mhm.
Also, I feel like it's my due diligence now, while you do that, to actually check my Amazon account to see if I actually bought Pokemon. Let's find out. Right, carry on.
I've basically said everything I want to say, Jacob. You can take the floor.
So, I definitely think this game is worth it. It's very enjoyable, and like, because there's so much you have to do to complete the decks, I feel like I'm going to get a lot of time out of it. I like them separating competitive from just fun story games. Like, there's no multiplayer in this game, and that's how it should be.
Yeah. There is trading, though, between people.
Yeah, let's pretend there's not.
But, like, that's as far as the multiplayer wants to go.
What's a bit?
Mhm.
That seems like a bit of a strange inclusion this time, considering
Yeah.
you need to catch like
Yep.
10 things to ping it.
But you don't even need to trade. The trade evolutions now have an item to evolve them.
Oh man. It's almost
I
like
do
that's what
also
you
just
should
want to
have done
say
a
that it
while
is
ago.
really nice to have just one version of the game. That is also just a very
Yeah.
nice thing to have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like the fact if they
every
had done
Pokemon can be
Arceus,
found
yeah.
in one game.
Mm.
Yeah.
But also, I'm going to throw this negative out there. Wooper is not in the game, so it's a 0 out of 10. for
Boo,
me.
0
out of
I
10.
retract
I
my
also-
statements from the
I
record.
also am a fake and a fraud apparently because I've just been checking through my Amazon and apparently Ethan bought Pokemon Sword on Tuesday. Wait for this. Wait for this. On Tuesday, the 25th of January at 2:37 a.m. And the
So
email,
why did they send
and
you
the-
an email
and
then?
the email that I thought said that I got sent the wrong copy was actually an email saying that my copy of Pokemon Arceus had been delayed, but just to the next shipment that was in the afternoon instead of the morning. So I have created this false narrative that
Oh
I
my
got
God.
given a wrong copy of the game, where in fact I just sleep deprived. Ethan bought it at 2:37
How much did you
a.m.
end up spending on it?
£25, but
Oh
still,
my
there we go. There
That's
we go.
fantastic.
Holy shit! I'm
And with
dead.
that,
I'm just
that's
gonna
our
send.
episode.
I'm just gonna send this podcast to my fucking work and be like, "This is what you've done to me. I'm this sleep deprived. I bought Pokemon Sword at 2:37 and thought I got sent the wrong game. This is what you did." Holy shit, dude! Fucking hell.
Outstanding.
But no.
Wow.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I think I'm just gonna spend the whole of tomorrow sleeping. I feel like I need to catch up. I think that's it. I'm done. Buying Pokemon Sword at 2:37.
24 hours sleep.
I'm just trying to think now. Did I just like wake up in the middle of sleep and go, I really need a copy of Pokemon Sword? Go on the app, buy it, and then go back to sleep and forget? Like, what the fuck?
Did you buy anything else that night?
That's
Yeah, make sure you didn't buy anything else in your
That's- that
sleep.
was a god.
Jeez.
yeah. I'm gonna check it out.
Copy of Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu in there.
Oh, God,
I think
fucking
my favorite part of that is you said that was a possibility, but you didn't you didn't actually think it was a possibility.
No, I didn't. I was joking. I was like, yeah, maybe I bought it. And then I checked my orders page and it was there. And I'm like, what the fuck?
Like, yeah, what idiot would do that?
And I was like, what the fuck? So then I checked my emails to see when I got an order confirmation and it was like at 2:37. Anyway. Oh well.
That's
I-
amazing.
oh, well.
Phenomenal.
What can I say, guys? That's my new power. My superpower is buying games in my sleep. I think I need to delete the Amazon app off of my phone. Good lord. But no, there you go. That's actually, I think that's the longest first impressions we've ever given for a video game. That was genuinely an hour of impressions.
We got a whole episode out of that. We
That's
don't even need other topics.
Nice.
That's what happens.
That's good, because we didn't have any.
I mean, we can
Don't
talk
tell
about
them
it.
that.
Yeah, I mean, we can do that, dude. I can spew some. We've not made people dislike the video yet. I can spew something, dude. I can talk about how I didn't like Spider-Man like everyone else did, and then we'll get everybody really raging. Hey guys, just butting from the future just to say that this following section contains massive spoilers for Spider-Man No Way Home, so if you haven't seen it, I thought I'd give you audio listeners a good heads up by saying that from this point on, there's a load of Spider-Man spoilers, so hey, if you haven't seen Spider-Man, now's a good time to get out of here.
Oh, yeah.
Interactions are interactions.
Interactions are interactions. I have changed my opinion, Hunter. I've decided that I've used the word didn't like when I probably should say I didn't love. I thought it was fine.
Oh,
I don't
fair.
hate it. I just think it's shit.
As one does.
I just think it's badly paced, and I think the writing's a bit garbage. But that's all. I feel like I'm the last
Andrew
person on the
Garfield.
planet. I do love Andrew Garfield, though, dude. I do love
Dude,
Andrew Garfield.
show stealer for all the more screen time he got.
And it kind of made it kind of sucks because I was like, oh, the writing's a bit bad, but I can tell that he's like, you know, when you're like, your heart
heart's
and
in
your
it.
performance is in the right place, even though the writing's a bit shit. I'm like, I believe in you. Whereas fucking Tobey Maguire's sitting in the corner with his shit dialogue and his shit performance, and I'm like, yes, you're bad. Although I also already disliked Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, so I was already in the hate circle. Like I was watching
One
it.
thing I love.
Yeah, go on.
I was just gonna say one thing I loved about Andrew Garfield is that for the whole movie he just has the Spider-Man suit on.
Yeah.
Nothing else, just the Spider-Man suit. Even in the lab, he's got the lab coat over his Spider-Man
Yeah.
suit.
Yeah.
They're just like, do you just want to wear this suit the entire time we're filming? And he's like, absolutely.
Yeah.
I have missed this.
Well, it was the
Just so
best.
I
It was the
can
best.
feel again.
It's as shit as the Amazing Spider-Man 2 film is. It was the best like suit in terms of like classic Spider-Man suits. It was like the best suit. And I was like, yeah, of course you'd want to wear it. He was just flexing. He was like, look guys, I'm bringing the good suit to a better movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, joke's on you. It's not the best. It's not the best Tom Holland Spider-Man film, but hey. I also did
But
like
it's in
his
the
new
top
suit.
3.
Pardon. It's definitely in the top 3 Tom Holland Spider-Man films. I can tell you that much. Definitely in the top 3. But I think
You like
that's
his
just not.
new suit, like the one he got at the end.
Yeah, I think it's cute. I like the idea of him being like, if I'm like, basically being like, I like the idea of his Spider-Man suit because he only had all of his other suits were basically made for him or based on Stark tech or anything. I like the idea of his suit coming from seeing himself, like the people himself as the versions he basically sees himself from the future as the person he wants to become, and basically goes BRB copying that. Like he's like, I like the way they look, and
Yeah, it's good on a writing. From a visual perspective, I still prefer the black and red one he was wearing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because black and red is just a better color combination.
Mhm.
Black
See-
and red is overpowered.
I like
That's a
it, but
combination.
I like it, but I was also glad it was gone because I was also like, yeah, but if Miles eventually shows up, those are his colors, so let Miles.
Oh yeah,
have his
but he can have the
colours.
inverted thing where it's black dominant with red accents instead of red with.
I'm like,
black
let Miles,
accenting.
let Miles have his thing. Also, I did like the one reference that Electro gave to Miles. I'm like, that's
Yeah.
that's funny. I like
That
that.
was really good.
That
It
was
made me
good,
laugh.
yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
Garfield's reaction to that. He was like, "Oh, I'm sorry."
I'm
I'm sorry. Yeah, that genuinely was quite funny. I genuinely like that. I also like that. I know I was watching this movie 7 weeks late than everybody else, but there was like quite a few people in the cinema, and I do just want to say that there was more of a reaction for Andrew Garfield showing up than there was for Tobey Maguire.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, hell yeah, dude, hell
same,
yeah.
same in mine.
Same,
Yeah.
yeah.
There was also a big one for Murdoch showing up.
See,
Oh, dude.
no one got
I
it
knew
in
that
my
was
theater.
coming,
No
and I
one
was
got it in
gonna-
my theater. I was just sitting there smiling, going, "Oh yeah, look, it's Daredevil," and everyone else.
A
was
couple
like,
of people popped off in my theater. I had to stop myself from making noise
I went
I knew it
the
was
first
happening,
week,
and I was like, "Ooh,
and,
yay!"
yeah, I went the first week it came out, and everyone seemed to recognize him.
No.
That's good.
No one noticed in my theatre. They only noticed the Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire thing. And I was like, yeah, that's nice.
That's about right.
I also just like their entrances. They're like the complete opposite of each other. Like Andrew Garfield shows up and then he takes his mask off for like this big reveal, whereas Tobey Maguire just fucking walks into frame. Like,
Yeah.
I guess I'm being paid to show up. Hello.
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 I half expected him to do the finger point from the dancing down the street
Yep.
scene when he walked through
I
the
wish he
portal.
did, dude. I wish he did.
Oh,
You know, there's leaked stuff from the film where originally, because originally it was going to be 6, obviously, and 2 of the possible routes were originally, one of the times it was Venom, obviously, and one of the times was that the symbiote was going to save Toby once he gets stabbed, so he was going to have the black suit for a little bit. And I was like, I'm sad because I would have loved to have seen him do the dance, and that's all I would have seen from him. And then the other part was there was going to be in the original concept art, Mysterio was going to show up at the end again.
yeah.
And that just kind of makes me bummed because I'm like, I would have liked to have seen Mysterio show up again because
After seeing the movie, it was funny seeing memes about how the whole thing could have been avoided if he had just asked for everyone to forget Mysterio instead.
True.
I thought it was weird that none of Holland's villains came back, like Vulture or Mysterio.
That's, I think, one of the reasons I
I
don't.
think
didn't
if
like
they
it as
do,
much.
because Spider-Man movies are obsessed with trying to make a Sinister Six thing happen, and there were only 5 in this one, so that's not good enough for them. I think
Yeah, but the thing is,
I think
the
that they'll
thing is,
build
it
towards
sucks.
that in the next trilogy of
But
movies.
the thing is, it sucks now because they've done all this shit where they've chucked in all these old Spider-Man villains. So now, if they do a new version of them in this universe, you're gonna have this shitty fucking one-liner where during the whole fight, Peter's gonna be like, "I've done this before," or he's gonna be like, "You're different to the other Electro I fought," and it's like, fuck off. And then 2, now when Mysterio does come back, it doesn't matter because even he doesn't remember who fucking Peter is. So now you don't even have Mysterio coming in doing the big "fuck you." So it's just like,
Man, that makes Vulture being around less interesting too.
and now he hasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, literally, it's not only has it ruined potentially Tom Holland's future villains, it's also ruined his previous villains, and I'm like, no. But it's
I don't know. It'd
okay.
be interesting to see his version of like the Green Goblin show up and him get like PTSD or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even like Goblin in this film, dude. I genuinely didn't like Goblin in this film. I genuinely didn't. I genuinely preferred Doc Ock. Like, I
I thought
genuinely
he
was
was
like,
good
I
too,
liked
but-
Doc Ock's performance in this because he actually got like a redemption arc, whereas like Norman literally got nothing. He got stabbed it with the serum in the end, and then he just went into a corner and thought about what he did. I'm like, okay, great, have fun with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
On the Goblin front, I am glad that they took away his mask because his mask.
Oh
was
hell yeah, because I
silly.
hated the mask so
Yeah.
much.
It looks very dumb.
It looked so silly.
As someone who didn't grow up with watching either of the Spider-Man movies,
As someone who grew
started
up with it, it sucks. It's shit.
I
it
cracked
looks
up
really dumb.
almost uncontrollably when they had him yelling at the mask in
Yeah.
the alley again. I was like, they're really doing this again. This is amazing.
Yeah, when they did the whole him talking to himself, I'm like, God fucking damn it. I'm like, God damn it. At least show us his face so he does the Jekyll and Hyde performance, not just showing us the mask.
Oh man.
But no, I did really like the ending. I do like where it
Yeah.
leaves Peter, because that's a good place. This is a good place where if Sony and Disney want to fall out again and that's it, then at least it's like a good place to leave it, where it's like, well, it's not a good place for him as a character. It's like a really depressing
It feels
ending
bad,
for
yeah.
him. But that would be a good place for him to exit the MCU, if that makes sense, because
It at
everyone's
least
forgotten
feels
about it.
like an ending.
Yeah.
Unlike what Far From Home did.
Yeah, because that didn't feel like an ending, because it literally
Yeah.
ended on a cliffhanger. So it's
And
like,
then Disney and Sony had their falling out.
had that quick little argument
Yeah.
that Tom Holland was like, "Please, Mum and Dad, don't fight." And then they were like, "Fine, we'll make another one." And then Sony was like, "Fine, but we're bringing all the shitty toys back." I'm like, "No, no one asked for the lizard." Also, I like how Sandman's like, "I'm good, but I'm still gonna fight you." I'm like, What the fuck? I'm
Yeah,
like,
that was
this
weird.
Yeah,
is
Sandman didn't need to be
Sandman.
there.
Sandman was definitely the you can't have Venom character, wasn't it? It was genuinely, they were like, we're gonna bring Venom back as well, and it's like, and Kevin Feige was like, no, we have plans for him in the future, so
Yeah.
you can't have that one. Have Sandman pretend to be bad again. Whatever.
I also like how he was like CG'd as Sandy the whole time.
Oh yeah,
It was
so was
amusing.
Lizard. You know the reason
Oh.
they did that was because they didn't bring back either actor for it. By the
Oh,
way,
really?
the live action parts are both parts from Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Man 3.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got that much when Sandman got his cure thing.
They're
I
still
was like, oh, that's the
credited,
exact same
and
shot.
And I don't know if they did the voices in post, but they definitely did not show up on set at all for it. Rhys Ifan and whoever played, was it Thomas Hayden Church, whoever played Sandman? Whoever played Sandman, let me look him up. But yeah, they definitely didn't show up. God, it is
Crazy
Thomas
things
Hayden
you learn
Church.
on
I'm
a,
crazy. Oh damn, I got that right.
On a video game podcast.
Yeah.
Eh,
Welcome to the show. Also,
this is the bonus
also,
content.
extremely
All the Pokemon
awkward.
fans have left already.
I am so sorry, by the way, if also somehow 7 weeks in we just spoilt No Way Home for you. Well, imagine if we did that.
I think I still have a friend who hasn't seen it yet.
Ah, well,
Let's
make sure you tell them to
shut
not.
it
Yeah,
off before it gets to this part.
yeah. Maybe I should add in post like me just going. By the way, we talk about No Way Home spoilers now, so if you don't want to get that spoiled, leave. Maybe I should do that.
Well, just put like the words on.
Yeah, I could. Yeah, but what about audio listeners? I don't want to annoy
Oh,
the
yeah.
audio listeners.
Yeah.
I
I
put
forgot
words
those
on the
exist.
audio
It's
podcast.
okay, we always forget about the audio listeners.
Maybe I won't. Maybe.
Go
I
watch
will
the
try.
Halloween episode this year to see how much we forget about the audio listeners. Or how much I forgot about the audio listeners.
Our audio listeners are at least forgiving enough to be like, even when they send us like feedback, they're like, we don't like when you do visual jokes as much, but we'll still accept them. We're like, okay, thank you, audio listeners. Here's another
the real
visual
homies.
joke as a reward. But no. I guess that'll do. There you go. That bumped up the time even more.
Yeah,
Wow,
we
you
stalled
want to
enough.
see-
Yeah.
we stalled enough.
Didn't even
And you
need
made
the
and you
food
made me feel
opinions.
you made me feel more positive about that movie. So well done.
Yeah.
Well done. I guess you win
Does
this
that
round.
mean-
What?
Never mind.
No, go for it.
No.
No, do it.
Please.
I'm not ending this podcast until you say what you were planning on saying.
That's fine.
Oh my
Ah.
god.
Right.
Ah, I love these kind of conundrums.
Stalemate, I guess.
Seems we're at an impasse.
Yeah, I guess we. Yeah. So,
Who wants to play a game of Mario Party?
Please no. I have shiny Zoro to find.
Fair enough.
Until you play
Okay,
Mario Party.
I'll forgive you.
Mario
leave it
Party
that.
Saturdays.
Mario Party Saturday.
Anyway, as always, our links are on screen right now. You can go and follow us on your favorite social media platform. Do what you want, as long as your favorite social media platform is Twitter. I don't know why I say that every fucking time. I'm like, we're not on anything other than Twitter.
Yeah,
so go
don't
and
we
follow
only
us.
use the one?
Yeah,
We have the name
I'm on lots of
Dibs,
social
but we don't
medias.
have
I'm also talking about our own socials. Like, I'm not even talking about. I'm not even talking about the
right.
HGO
Us.
thing. I'm just talking about us. I'm
Oh.
like, follow us on your favorite social medias, as long as it's Twitter, because we don't use that because we're not 40, so we don't use Facebook.
I use Instagram.
I use Instagram. Oh, there you go
Yeah.
then.
I believe I'm the only follower of HGO on Instagram.
That's hype. Go and follow us on Instagram so we can get
Yeah, by
big
the way,
followers.
HGO has an Instagram.
Yeah,
that
dude,
does
if you
not
want.
post.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't post. We have a load of
Yep.
social medias. If you go to our link tree, we've got like a load of them. We just have them stored for one day.
I think we have a TikTok also.
And that's ready
Yeah,
for when
but-
I start doing Fortnite dances, dude. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Perfect.
active.
Oh.
300 subs.
Well, you
Gonna
said
start-
it. Now you have to do it.
I'm gonna start fucking dancing all over the place. It's gonna be great. But hey, if you don't want to see me dancing, you can always go and follow us on Twitter at HotGamersOnly, because I don't dance on there, I swear. Or go to.
Bust out the on
Yeah.
outfit again.
I can do that. Also, the promo video just crashed. Oh god. Oh god. Swap. Ah. Oh my god. I'm going to try and fix that in post. I hope you saw the real thing in post, because I just crashed my OBS nearly. Let's not do that. But yeah, those are all our socials. God. I just tried to fix that from the verge of death. Imagine if we lost this entire recording. That would have been a fucking awkward.
that would have been.
We have audio.
Go back to the
We have audio.
days.
Audio listeners would be like, yes, victory. We get an exclusive episode. But no, hopefully I'll fix that as well in post maybe. But yeah, youtube.com/hotgamersonly, favorite podcast service. The search for Hot Gamers Only. You know where to find us. If you've listened this far in the show, you know where to find us. Thank you for coming on the show again, Jacob.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for
No
being
problem.
our most regular guest on the show.
Yeah.
Because God knows where the other ones are.
Who knows, dude. Well, to be fair, Jack and Sam never show up, and we don't ever ask anybody. But hey, 2022, we're going to get more guests on than we usually have, which isn't a high bar to fucking jump over, because I think it's like 3. So...
And yet, Weird Ear still won't be able to do it.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
And on that note, that's been another episode of HGO Podcast. Thank you ever so much for listening / watching this week. We'll be back, same time, same place next week for more. Who knows what it'll be? Kane does, maybe. I don't either.
I haven't played this game.
I won't be here.
You never know. Who knows what Kane's planning? But yeah, we'll be back, same time, same place next week for more. But until then, have an awesome week. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Toodaloo.